You cannot gain extraordinary results by training in ordinary ways. I was just speaking with a friend of mine just recently, and they asked what sort of out of the ordinary things we did to help us gain our edge and set ourselves apart. So if you know me, you know that pretty much everything I do is out of the ordinary. Some might call it weird. But what we're talking about today is something that my very first instructor, Sensei Fritz, taught me when I was very, very young, like 4 or 5 years old. We actually trained with boxing gloves on, even for our traditional karate training. Now, if this is something you already do, let us know down in the comments. But also, if you really like the idea and you're going to try it out, let us know that you're on board as well. So in the next couple of minutes, I'm going to explain why and how you can use these to improve your traditional karate training. But with that, let's get started. What's happening, team? Welcome to another video. Now, if this is your first time on the channel, my name is Nick, and on the Karate Playbook, we do all sorts of tips and drills to help you gain your edge in your martial arts training and for competition. So like I mentioned in the intro, for many years, we've actually incorporated boxing gloves into our traditional karate to kind of supplement it a little bit and help us gain a little bit of a unique edge. Now, the gloves I've been using lately have been these right here. They're made by Proforce, and they're actually 24-ounce boxing gloves. These are massive. So they're really heavy and really big, and I find that these have been helping me even more with gaining speed, accuracy, and endurance in my karate training. Now, Proforce is not paying for this video. It's just a product that I really like, and I figured I would share it with you, but I will put a link down in the description box below for you to check them out and see if you want to pick some up for yourself. But with that, let's go ahead and jump into some of the pros and cons of using boxing gloves. So the first one, the most obvious one, is that they're very heavy. A normal karate mitt is super lightweight and there's not a lot to it. So when you switch to training with something like this, your arms are going to be weighted down tremendously. So throwing a lot of punches, or even as simple as keeping your hands up, is going to train your arms for awesome endurance. Now, in addition to that, getting a glove this heavy up to speed so you can actually land it on a target before they can block is going to take a lot of explosion with your muscles. So these are going to help you increase your punching speed tremendously over a period of time. Now, in addition to them training your endurance and your speed, these gloves are also very, very big. So if I have this glove on and I put on one of the traditional karate mitts, you can see automatically the massive difference between punching with something like this and punching with something like this. So this one is going to be very easy to block when compared to something like this, because there's much more surface area for you to block and catch and push out of the way. Now, if you have both people training with these boxing gloves on, you'll notice that my guard just got way more closed in. So not only is the punch way bigger and easier to block, but your guard is actually going to be able to pick techniques off even easier. So if both people are training with these, both sides are going to get a killer workout, but also they're going to be training their accuracy and being able to set up their techniques, because otherwise they're never going to land a punch. Now, just a couple quick downsides to note is that since these are so big and heavy, when you do get them up to speed, they are very hard to control. So if you're making control, if you're training with a training partner, you might wind up hitting a little bit harder than you expect. So you're going to want to get used to them before you actually start sparring and moving around with somebody, because the last thing you want is to actually injure one of your training partners. Now, another thing to note is due to the size of the glove, the insides are quite big and they tend to be a little bit loose. So you're going to have to keep a hold of them, otherwise when you punch, your hand might slip out. And since they are so big, this strap at the bottom, you'll have to pull it very tight in order for it to stay on, which will cause the end strap to be sticking out because the Velcro doesn't go all the way around. So I just mentioned that because you'll want to actually tape that down so that you don't throw a punch and accidentally scratch somebody, scratch an eye or something like that with the end strap right here. Now, a cool thing about them being so big is that I can actually fit wrist weights underneath them and still get them strapped. So of course, when you're training anytime with wrist weights on, you want to make sure that you're not extending your punches all the way out. Only go to maybe about 80% so that you don't hyperextend your elbow. But if you play it safe and be careful with it, training with these gloves on, whether you have weights on underneath or not, is going to be an incredible workout, and it'll condition your shoulders in a way that when you put your normal gloves back on, you never really have to worry about them getting tired. So again, if this is something you already do, toss a comment down below letting us know Or if you're ready to try this out, I am tossing a link down the description if you want to pick some of these up for yourself, or if you have some, try it out. Let us know what you think, because I always love to connect with everybody. But as always, if you did like this tip, smash that like button and then click subscribe if you're not already, and make sure you turn on that bell notification so you'll be updated anytime we put out a new video. But have a great time training this. Have an awesome day. We'll see you all in the next video. All right, peace.
Next level.